Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got videos today from Gentlemen's Club.
Change my mind. I don't want to start dating somebody. You have to have sex with them for the first time. What do you like? I don't know. What do you like? I want to be 2 years in, where we're in love.
Don't want to put in the work. I just want all of the good stuff that comes with it, which is the 2 years in, the love.
Moving in together. Not trying to figure stuff out. Ugh.
Yeah, because you can't figure out anything yourself.
Yo guys, welcome back. I want to thank everyone who supported the channel this year. Today we're back with another installment of the series where older women finally realize that men just don't want them anymore. If you're new here, check out the previous videos and please consider subscribing. Let's get into it.
So I think I just had the shortest date of my life.
Did you catfish him? He saw you and left?
Okay, so we met at the park and we started chatting 2 weeks ago. We had a lot of conversation initially, and then he got his kids back this week, and he did say that he doesn't really talk when he has his kids. His kids are older teenagers, like 15 and 18. Okay. And then he has one at college. He confirmed the date last night. I thought it was cute. We just met again, 3 inches shorter than what he said he did. I swear to God, I'm never believing another man that says he's 5'11". Never fucking doing it. Never fucking gonna believe that. Period. Amen. Never gonna believe it. He's super thin, but fit, but super thin. I felt like a fucking giant.
Super thin, but fit, but super thin. Are you just a thick girl or something?
I wore 3-inch heels because those are the shoes that worked with my outfit. And we walked around the park, and before we got done with the first round, it's a small park. It's the park from the guy.
You wore heels to go walk in the park for the date? Okay.
The other day that we had such a great first date with the Christmas lights. I wanted to leave, and we walked around 3 more times, and we were going to go get dinner, and I was like, this isn't it, and I'm so sorry. And he was sweet, but he was very
That sounded like a pretty long date. They walked around circle like 4, 5, 6 times.
Introverted, and I know that can change. But we were like clamoring to find some conversation. And I yawned a couple times. So I'm done. I look so cute. I should go out, but I don't drink. I don't know what to do. Okay, but look at these earrings. How pretty are these earrings? Anyway, have a good one. Bye.
My life is miserable, but let me get some validation. These look good, right?
She yawned in a decent man's face who was just trying to make conversation. She knowingly wore 3-inch heels to a walking date and blamed him for making her feel like a giant. She rejected a sweet father with responsibilities just because he wasn't entertaining her like a court jester. Ah, the perfect woman.
I don't know, I'm crying.
It's just like, oh, he was just supposed to entertain you the whole time when she said, oh, I yawned a few times. Like,
maybe because I'm just so sick of dating. I want to be real. I think I have been stood up this year about 10 times.
Damn.
Been ghosted probably about 60, 70 times on Hinge, Tinder, all of them.
Men.
Yeah, and it's at that point.
Does she have Cambodian or Thai writing on her arm
where it's
or hand?
So exhausting. Like the rejection.
It is Thai writing. What the heck?
Is just too much now. And the thing is, you're meant to keep trying and trying and trying. The more rejection you get, the more harder it gets. But you still tell yourself, just one more time, just one more time. And it's...
How do you think men feel? You went through maybe 10 this year, right? Men go through 10 a day sometimes.
it starts to get more and more evident that you're not going to meet someone, or someone's not going to give you that opportunity because they think they can do better, or they just didn't really like you when they were bored. Like, there's really no hope for, like, single people. And I get there's girls out there that are like 22 and they go through the same thing, but you guys have the rest. You have all your 20s and your early 30s. And when it's like you get to a certain point in your 30s and you're like, oh, this is really not going to happen.
No.
And it just sucks. And it's like exhausting, you know.
This is why we always say, if you guys don't have the forefront to want these things when you were younger and then work towards these things, yeah, it's hard to get it once you're 35, 36, and all of a sudden, I want it, you know, like you're not going to get it. You didn't work towards it. You didn't build yourself towards a relationship, to be a wife, to be a good partner to a man. So what man will see you as that now?
No, I don't know. Does anyone else feel like this?
Yep, single men are walking right past the clearance rack to get the fresh inventory. She's getting ghosted because she's trying to sell a product that 20 other guys already tested and returned. And she's shocked that nobody wants to pay full price for the damage. Men are rejecting older women for the younger ones.
Hey, I buy open box all the time, but I expect a discount.
Guys, I don't think there's actually any normal single people left on this earth. Right? Because why? Single men on this earth, right? Because why? Today, some man messaged me on one of those horrible apps and said, oh, said hello, whatever, and then went, oh, do you want to be a wifey, and would you like to be a MILF? And I was like, okay, well, I'm bored, so I'll just continue this conversation. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And he goes, well, how many kids would you like? And I was like, well, at least 2. But no more than 3, because that means then you'll have to have an ugly car. And then he goes, well, it might have to be 4 because of the amount of sex we'll be having. Like,
Okay, I can admit that was pretty bad, but
fuck off.
The guy is a legend. She didn't pass the vibe check because she can't take a joke. She knows she only has a little precious time left before the milk goes bad, yet she's more worried about driving a minivan than dying alone.
it always ends up on material goods for a lot of women.
Why am I 35 and still single? I feel like this is an epidemic in the world. You
It is. The epidemic of lonely women.
have so many awesome women that are just out here looking for
so awesome.
a good partner. I cannot stand dating websites.
Nope, they're not looking for good partners. They're literally looking for the top 1%. That's why you can't find one.
It's me and my cousin, who is about 9.5 years younger than me, downloaded Hinge on a pop the balloon night just for fun. And when I say matched with a few people, but literally deleted it within 48 hours because I just couldn't deal. Like, I need to connect with someone in person. I need to see what your vibe is. I can't just connect with you based off of surface level things or...
But that's why you go on the first date, to get more of that.
you know, little tidbits and facts that you're probably lying about. Yeah, I just feel like society has just taken a turn. Social media, although it's a blessing in a lot of ways, I feel like it's a curse because everybody is so accessible and nobody's willing to commit to one person or work on anything or kind of like fight through anything because, oh, well, I'll just move on to the next one. You know, here's a woman who doesn't have her standards as high, or, you know, will turn a blind eye to certain things.
She says this, but again, women leave relationships 70 to 80% of the time.
And it's just not fair. It's not fair. So I know if I'm willing to be committed, loyal, dedicated, and really pour into a person, there has to be at least one other person out there that has the same morals and values. But I just don't get it.
She calls it an epidemic, but it's actually just the wall hitting back. She hopped on the app, she got a few matches, her cousin got more than her, so she realized she couldn't compete with the fresh competition.
Pretty much. That's what I kind of thought that she was trying to say.
And rage quit in 48 hours. She says it's not fair, but men aren't avoiding commitment. They just prefer the younger cousin.
I'm 36, I'm single, and unfortunately I'm attracted to men. Dating has been terrible.
Yeah, let me give you one small advice. Maybe remove this. Just a thought.
Most men, I tell them exactly what I need and what I'm wanting from them. Most of it is just better communication. That's literally it. Like, the bar is so low, and men can't even do that. It's like I'm holding the door open for them, and I'm like, hey, like, this is exactly what I need and what I'm wanting from you. And they just stand there, like, staring at the door. It's
Yeah, because they don't want to give it to you because you're not worth it.
so tiring, and it's so exhausting. Like, I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm like, why is this so hard for you? I literally
It isn't, but it's hard for you to get that man to do
told
it.
you what I wanted and what I'm needing. I, like, wrote it out, and you can't even comprehend that. So that's where I'm at. I do have a date next weekend with a guy who has great communication. He's 37. Also, age does not matter. I've dated 40-year-olds who, dude, they're just dumb. So I'm hoping, no, I have a feeling this guy is going to be great. I just hope that we have the connection that I need and want, and that he needs and wants. But like, the last two guys I've dated, I've literally been like, this is what I need. This is what I'm wanting. Like, you need better communication. And also, I'm so blunt.
Yeah, she's going to. It seems like she's dating the Chad Rohn types, the men that she's really attracted to, and they're just like, no.
These days, like, straightforward, like, they're like beating around the bush, and I'm like, oh, so you're canceling our date? And they're like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I would like for you to take the initiative to plan another date. Like, why don't you do that?
Because they don't want to. You weren't pleasurable enough to be around. You were miserable.
Like, it's fine if you need to cancel, but just plan the next date. And then they don't. And then they ignore that text, and they're like, oh, you got a new tattoo? I want to see. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about my tattoo. What I care about is you planning the next date. And then you don't, so now I'm not going to talk to you. Now I'm going to ghost you. Sorry, not sorry.
She's already nagging men she hasn't even secured yet. Imagine if one actually settled down with her.
Right.
She's already 36 and handing out a syllabus on how to date her. The guy tried to be chill and ask about her tattoo, and she snapped at him like a substitute teacher. He's not bad at communication. He just realized that dating her feels like working an unpaid internship.
It does feel that way, doesn't it? It feels like a third, fourth job.
Dating a guy once, few months, met some of my family, met my child just briefly once. He spent all my child free time with him. That's my time, no offense, but like, I gave him that time. Do you know how expensive that time is? I love my time alone. Anyway, he hits me with the, so what are we doing? What's going on? And I was like, love communication, it's hot. We're getting somewhere. Because he was an avoidant man who didn't speak about his feelings at all. That's my first mistake. Red flag. Anyway, and then he hits me with, I went to go answer, he hits me with, I just don't think our values and our stuff is, not values, we're aligning. And I said, oh, okay, how so? And he's like, I just don't think you've been single long enough, and, just your age and la la la. I'm like, I'm in my 30s with a child. I've been single 4.5 years. What do you think I'm doing here?
Just because you've done those things or you are those things doesn't mean you're someone that's capable of wanting to be in a relationship. So you were single and you had children and all these things doesn't mean you're a good person to be around or deal with.
Here. I'm clearly playing chess right now with a loser who doesn't know how to fucking play.
No, you're playing checkers, thinking you're playing chess, and you're using checker freaking pieces going against kings and queens and knights.
Do I hit him with the, I know how to play and I'll get you back? No, I didn't. But like, what do you think I'm doing here? Wasting my child free time with a loser? No, thank you. No.
See how it's all of a sudden he's a loser, but you wasted all this time with him, and this time was so precious for you, but you gave him all this time to a loser?
4.5 years, and I just said to him, if you didn't like me, you just had to say that. He goes, no. And I was like, nah, bro, I can't. I'm not getting myself in a situationship, because I knew where that conversation was going. And you're just like, again? What's wrong with you, men?
I mean, that's what a lot of single mothers are only good for, situationships.
It's like after 4.5 years of dating, I've just noticed that men just want the best of both worlds. So I'm pretty easygoing until I'm not. But it's like, I'm here for a husband. And if you don't want that, fuck off. And two, I find you either date someone who wants a white picket fence life, who hasn't had it, which I've been through it, or you date a guy who is divorced and fucking miserable and so bitter. What options do I have?
Are you not yourself bitter?
The options aren't great for me.
Saying this respectfully, but if your age starts with a 3 and I see a picture of you in a college athletics uniform playing a sport on your dating profile, I'm gonna need to tell you to grow up and move on, okay? Because that had to have been nearly 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago for some of you. Like, nothing? You don't have any pictures? You've never asked your mom, hey, can you take a picture of me sitting here having a beer? For God forbid you're holding a fish? Like, come on.
Has any of us ever asked anybody, hey, I'm drinking a beer. Can you take a picture of me drinking this beer right now? So ridiculous. The things that women do for the internet.
Come on.
Face filters, makeup, photo enhancements. Is that what a good photo should look like?
Shh. Don't worry. I'll just be here in a later store.
I'm 54, and I'm going to tell you what nobody told me when I was 30 years old, but I wish they would have. You're not behind. You're just exhausted from holding everything up by yourself. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to apologize.
Yes, you do. That's what retirement is. Most people have to earn their retirement. They don't just get to just hit 65 and just stop working and expect to be able to live their life normally. No, they have to save and plan and earn.
For wanting more. And you're not too late. You're just getting started. Stop waiting for permission to change your life. You don't need it. Some people won't make it into your next season, and that's okay. You can change your life radically in 5 years, but it starts with telling yourself the truth now. You can grieve the life you thought you would have and still build something better. God's not done with you. He's about to reroute everything.
Sure.
Take the trip. Leave the man.
I mean, I can't disagree with what she's saying overall, but...
Wear the damn dress. You're still beautiful. You always were. Even when...
Other than the you're still beautiful and you always were part, lie detector test says that was a lie.
When you didn't believe it. Let the friendships fade. Let your body change. Let your priorities shift. That's not failure. That's becoming. And one more thing, that little voice inside of you that says, there has to be more. She's right. Just wait, sis. Your future.
It's like, there has to be that voice inside you that says there has to be more. It's right. Literally the epitome of the Adam and Eve thing. It doesn't matter what you give them. It's just not enough. Because inside that voice, their voice in their head says, there has to be more.
Future self is going to blow your mind. Hope that helps.
This isn't advice. It's a recruitment drive for the Forever Alone Club. She's 54, telling 30-year-olds to leave the man and take the trip, which is exactly the roadmap she followed to end up single and grieving the life she thought she would have. She's rebranding a midlife crisis as a new season because misery loves company, and she needs fresh recruits to validate her bad decisions.
Hello, my friends. So it's time to get serious because something's happening and I'm very upset about it. Like, I don't know if it's like a big secret or what, but it's an underground club. It's an underground club that I'm just not a part of. And like, is there an application process? Do I have to take a test? Something? I don't know. But like, what is the deal? Where do y'all find these good men?
Of course.
I mean, most of y'all getting engaged and married and all this, I just want to find a man to go to the Christmas parade with. Sit on the couch, cuddle up, watch a movie. Fall in love in a winter castle.
I say this, but I mean, you look at them. Look at their age. Look at her face now. Look at her. Just in general. The only reason she wants these is because she's tired. She's tired of living that life. She's tired. She wants to be taken care of. And we can see that tired life did not do you justice.
Anyway, like, just let me know. Why are y'all trying to hide it? I'm fun. I'm part of the it crowd.
There's a grief that happens when you're a single woman in your 40s that doesn't get talked about enough. It's the grief of the life that you've imagined. And honestly, no one really prepares you for this kind of grief. It's the relationship you thought you'd have, the family you pictured, the version of you thought you'd become. And it hits at like random moments.
Yeah, because you thought it was just going to happen without putting in any work.
On the holidays, of course, and you're hanging out with your friends who have kids, or you're just randomly at Target and you see a couple holding hands. But please hear me. Feeling that grief doesn't mean you messed up your life. It means you're human, and it means that you're smart.
How does it not mean you messed up your life? The goals and the dreams you had, you weren't able to achieve, and you're not achievable now. That sounds like a fail to me.
You're allowed to grieve what didn't happen and still build something beautiful from here.
She calls it grief, but the rest of the world calls it consequences. She's crying in the toothpaste aisle at Target because she's realizing that the strong, independent woman narrative didn't mention the loneliness. She tells herself she didn't mess up, but if you're 40 and mourning a family you never built, that's exactly what you did. You
Correct.
gambled your prime years and lost the bet.
Single women in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I have one question for you. Have any of you decided that you just want to be single for the rest of your life? That's it, that's the question.
Why waste time on 20-year-old when there are 50-year-olds with experience? Are you shitting me right now? Are you shitting me right now? She really thinks this is gonna all of a sudden get men to be like, oh, experience? Say no more.
I'm 48 years old, but I'm single. Men don't want to get to know me because of my age.
True.
Am I no longer an attractive woman?
You're still attractive, but just not for, wifing up. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just meant to be alone, like I've aged out of being someone's dream. You kind of did. Where is my true love? I'm 38. Years old. I was like, yo. But I still live alone. Can someone give me a chance?
I'm quite embarrassed to say this, but I'm quite lonely. It's not really socially acceptable to be lonely, is it? A woman of 40 years old.
Well, for women, no, but for men, no. Yeah, we deserve it.
I should be, I should have a massive social circle, and I just don't. And that seems embarrassing because it's like, well, what's wrong with me then? Like, am I doing something wrong? Am I not likable? Am I some kind of socially inept hermit? But I think it's a real issue, and I think more people need to admit that they're lonely, because I live on my own, I work on my own, obviously I've got no husband or kids, and I just find it quite hard knowing where to make friends. Like, does everyone else know something that I don't? Because
yes, that life is about connections and people. That's probably the most important thing in life, tell you the truth. You know, it's not about the money, it's not about the achievement, it's about the people and the experiences and the love that you have with them.
Everyone else seems to have loads of friends, and it's not that I don't have friends. I've got lots of people, lots of acquaintances, friends, and people that I know, but they're not always people that are that close to me. And I know that that's probably my fault in a lot of ways. I probably keep people at arm's length a bit, and I like to, do stuff on my own and be independent and not need anybody else. But does anyone else feel like that? Like, there doesn't seem to be anything around for people like me. Like,
trust me, girl, there's plenty of people like you. There's a lot of women making the exact same video, asking the exact same question in the exact same position. Just keep watching each other.
Groups or social activities that don't involve getting absolutely shit-faced, which I don't want to do. I'm not a big drinker. I don't want to do that. And I don't have kids, so I can't go to a mum and baby group. I'm not over 50, and I don't want to go to a load of groups with old people in. So what do people do? What do you do?
Again, this is what happens when they grow up alone. They don't have hobbies, they don't have interests, they don't have anything to ground them to the world in a sense, other than they just worked and just kind of floated through life.
Let me know.
She spent her prime years building walls to prove she didn't need anyone, and now she's crying because nobody is climbing over them. She calls it independence, but she's realizing that not needing anybody is just a fancy way of saying you have nobody. She's in social limbo. She can't join the mom groups because she skipped that chapter, and she thinks she's too good for the old people groups, not realizing she's closer to the bingo hall than the nightclub. She won the game of hyper independence. This is the prize.
Hot take, but once you actually make your own money, you realize that the only reason that you craved a man was because you were in survival mode and you wanted somebody to help you buy your food or buy your life or do activities that you couldn't do yourself. And then once you actually have money, you could pay people to do those same things, and you realize the only thing that a man causes is stress and dirt and beard trimmings in the sink. And I need somebody to tell me, like, if you actually are a woman with a brain and emotional intelligence and you crave deep connection, but you also were successful and have your own money, like, how did you find your man and where? Because I've looked everywhere and I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. I think I'm looking for a third cat.
Single people in their late 30s who have given up. Well, what are we doing for New Year's Eve? Because I plan on being home by myself with a bottle of wine and season 5 of Agents.
We back in the 90s now with the Home Alone recording
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
This thing.
What are we doing?
When you're over 45 and re-downloading the same old dating apps and it's the same lineup. Girl, the way online dating hits you with deja vu should honestly be illegal. You open the app and it's the same men from 2 years ago. Same smile, same profile, same exact trout they've been holding like it was a newborn baby.
You do know we didn't just hold it again and retake the picture. We just kept the pictures. We don't think we need to update the pictures that often because we're not catfishing like you are.
And then if they have the audacity to say, just looking for a fresh start, sir, your fish has been fresh longer than your dating approach. Meanwhile, I'm out here as a single mom of 3, scrolling through these profiles like, God, is this a punishment?
Can you imagine single mom of 3 looking at men's profile and saying, are you punishing me with these evil, ugly, non-good men? A single mom of 3.
So I'm going to share my perspective of why I think it's hard to date as a 45-year-old woman. I should note that there are some particular challenges.
There's easy. You old. Case in point.
In my life that probably don't apply to others. So I'm just going to go with my overall perspective of what it feels like to date as a 45-year-old woman. So if you're single at my age, there's probably a few different reasons why. The reason I'm single is because I've been working on myself for about the last 5 years, and it hasn't felt right for me to get into a long-term relationship. That could be the reason, or it could be that
you're 40 and still had to work on yourself for another 5 years. Okay.
You just got out of a relationship that you were in for a long time and you're having a hard time thinking about even trying again. Or maybe you've decided to do something different in your career and you're going back to school and you don't really have time to date. Or maybe you're like me and you decided to relocate to another country and you just have...
Or translation, you got ran through in your early 20s and 30s and then you all of a sudden felt like things were out of time and you want to settle down.
Haven't figured out how to date in that other country or if you even want to. Some of the other challenges are maybe you have parents that are aging and you need to help them. Another big challenge is maybe you have kids that are like in their younger ages and you just don't feel right adding another person into their lives.
You're just making stuff up, like, come on.
I don't like to use blanket things like, oh, it's because of the society. I just think that there are particular challenges for people that are in this age range.
No, you old and you have kids. Just those two challenges alone is what most men are going to discount.
We've got younger kids, we've got aging parents, and at the same time, we're trying to manage our own career and social life. So there's just less opportunity for us to date and less reason for us to date because there's already so much going on. I think for the majority of us, we would love to have that awesome, ride or die, dependable partner by our side, but we really just don't have the energy to put into the process that it takes to find that person. Now I want to hear from you. If you're aged 35 to 55, how do you feel about dating and what kind of challenges are you seeing? Let me know. Bye.
Yeah, misery love company. Yeah, I want to know about how miserable you guys are too.
She claims she spent the last 5 years working on herself, but in reality, she just spent 5 years letting her remaining market value hit zero. She lists off a laundry list of excuses: career, kids, aging parents, moving countries, as if these are noble reasons to be single, rather than huge red flags that scream, I have no room in my life for you. She's trying to sell her unavailability as a virtue, not realizing that telling a man you're too busy is just telling him he's at the bottom of your priority list. The entitlement is off the charts. She explicitly admits she doesn't have the energy to date, yet she still expects a ride or die man to show up and commit to her. She wants the reward of a devoted partner without putting in the work to earn him. She's not looking for a husband, she's looking for a staff member to help manage her baggage. And she's shocked that no high-value man is volunteering to take on a project with such a terrible return on investment.
It's so funny how many of these women out there that are at this age don't want to put in the work of meeting someone, getting to know someone. They just want to be in a marriage already and just all of a sudden have someone that's has all of this connection built with them without putting in any work, effort, or anything. It just doesn't work that way, ladies. And even just thinking about it that way, you're killing yourself because you're never gonna get it. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and see you guys next time. Ciao.